Alright everybody, welcome to this week's Indian Lake Fishing Report. Brought to you by Indian Lake Outfitters, powered by Summertime Rentals. Lake conditions are really nice today. Beautiful sunny day. It was foggy this morning. Boys and girls, we was out there this morning at 5:30 a.m. getting them slabs. Tell you what, these cool evenings and cool mornings have been a blessing. If you can get up early or get out there late in the evening, you're catching sawguy off of swim baits off the bottom, minnows under a bobber at about 3 foot deep at just about any given spot around the lake. Yesterday morning we was seeing crappie being caught around the docks and seawall at Black Hawk under a bobber with 1/32 ounce jig. This morning I was doing a little power corking. At some other point I may show you my setup, but if you see straight behind me, if I don't fall in the water here, straight behind me there's a hole. I keep talking about lake maps. If you really want to dig into the technical side of it and you're fishing from the bank, you don't have a boat or a fish finder, check out those maps and charts. You could probably Google some of that information, but the maps are free at most of your bait or tackle shops around the lake. Probably the parks department. It'll show the depths. It's a big help. But I had a long line to get out to one of those areas this morning, which paid off. So I did a little power corking, a little bit bigger bobber, some weight under it. Got me way out there. I had a lot of short strikes. I could barely see a tiny lip bobber. It was rough. I missed a lot of fish this morning, folks. If I'd been sitting over top of that in a boat, it'd have been full of fish. But one thing you can do to combat those short strikes this time of the year is downsize. Always downsize your jigs. But one of the key things is tipping your small jig with some live bait. And at that point, your live bait may just be too big. So you can always cut the size of your minnow down. Cut it in half or just use a piece of the tail or head. That'll stop that short strike. And you should start getting them all. Unless you're sleeping like I did. But we caught some nice slabs this morning. It was a great morning on the lake. There's no doubt about it. Last night, a lot of catfish were being caught around the lake. The flatheads are still on fire. Just need to get out there in the evening. Some are being caught in the daytime. Perch are still being caught on red worms on a drop shot or a harness. Black Hawk is starting to produce a lot of fish. That is one of my favorite spots in the morning to start out with. Or Chippewa. It seems like that north side of the lake lights up first, and I believe it has something to do with the sun coming up and beating down on that side. So make it a mission. Take a little trip around the lake. Find you a starting point and go from spot to spot. But have some patience at the same time. Don't run and gun. Spend a little bit of time at each spot and kind of find your own little favorite spots. Because where you're catching fish at, I guarantee you come back the next time to that hole, you're probably going to catch some more fish there. Fish do return to those same spots, or if they don't return, they're replaced by another fish. Yesterday, the guys on the bass boats were out. I spoke to a few of them. They were doing very well around the lake using chatter baits and spinner baits along the bank edges. So if you're into largemouth bass fishing, that's a bait to be using, working these banks and these points. Let me see if I can show you something here. I'm going to take a little walk upwards. I'm standing out here on a rocky point, if you can see that. Like I was saying, this west bank, I think it's very, very underrated and overlooked. A lot of people don't, I don't see a lot of people out here all the time fishing it. You know, we all got our favorite spots around the lake, but this is very overlooked. It's close to bait and tackle shops. It's very accessible to the public as far as parking. You only have to walk for less than a minute to find you a spot here on the bank. Easy setting. You bring your lawn chair, your fishing chair out. This bank produces a lot of fish, and I'm going to revert back to that map. That map will show you some of the holes. There's a couple deep holes along here, and I'm not going to share with you exactly where they are. I'm going to let you do your own research. But I will tell you, the harbor right at Lakeview, that's deep. There's a lot of fish coming out of there. There's some big catfish and some nice saugeye coming out of there at night. A lot of people won't share that with you, but I'm here to share that with you. But you have a long, beautiful stretch of bank right here. Beautiful scenery. Like I said, everything's very accessible and close to them bait and tackle shops. If I turn around here, directly right behind me there, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a red roof. You got the Pro Bass shop right down there. If I spin around and look down the road, if you can see a stoplight right there, that's Lakeview. You have Indian Lake Outfitters down there. You go around the corner, past Pro Bass, you've got Mike's Bait and Tackle. Everything's within minutes. There's a lot of great fishing going on right now. You just need to get out here, sit down, have a little bit of patience, spend some time. If you ever have any questions, a lot of you know, you send me messages. I'm more than happy to answer them questions if I can, which usually I can. Get down here, folks. Today's the day to fish. All right, there is no such thing as a bad day of fishing. Beautiful, beautiful out here. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna get a little lighted bobber tonight, do a little slip corking, a little power corking again. I think I might be able to get onto some crappie tonight if it cools off just a little bit. But I do have a busy day tomorrow, so I can't stay out all night. I tell you, lake life is the life. Man, I want to go fishing now. You know, I'm to the point right now, I'm hoping we do not see the dog days of summer. I dread them. That will change fishing very drastically for a week or two, or maybe a little bit longer. So everybody pray we don't get that couple weeks worth of a bad heat wave. But the way it looks right now, if we can keep these cool mornings and evenings, these crappie, they're going to come up and in, and they're going to hit even harder. You were getting them in Black Hawk at about a foot deep. I was getting mine this morning at about 2 foot deep. They're eating bugs. They're eating bugs. There's bugs in the water, especially last night after that rain. It washed a bunch of bugs in there. They were busy, and I confirmed that with another angler too. He did really well on he said he caught about 200 crappie last weekend in the middle of the night. He had a light in the water and is just infested with a bug hatch. So I don't know, we didn't confirm if they were mayflies or just some other bugs, but it's pretty neat when you can see that happen. Especially the crappie, they will come up and eat them real slow, like in slow motion. You'll see them right at the top of the water. I had the pleasure of seeing that happen one time. It's like one of those freaks of nature type things taking place. There must have been 1,000 crappie up there just feeding. I about had a heart attack. So folks, make sure you get down here to the lake, enjoy yourself, get some fishing done. Don't forget to support your local businesses around the lake. That's very important. Until next week, get on some fish.